Students, it's me, Mr. Osborne. I'm going to show you how to turn a Autodesk Inventor part, so something that's lovely and three-dimensional, how to turn this into a drawing that I can print off on a piece of paper and hang up on the wall. So, go to your Canvas page, find an assignment that's called Draw This. On here we have this NEMS drawing, what's it called? File. We've got this file right here. We want to click on it. It will download to the bottom of our web browser that we have open. Instead of clicking on it from here, let's drag that to our desktop. So we're going to make our web browser half screen. We're going to minimize anything else we got open. Then we're going to drag that to our desktop. Now let's open it from the desktop. I'm going to minimize my web browser, double click on the drawing folder I dragged to the desktop. Note, I already have the part open, so the part is saved to my desktop and the part is already open. This pops up when you try to open the drawing. Basically, it's looking for a picture that you do not have, so if you simply press skip, it'll work. So, there's our drawing. It's nice, beautiful, customized. You can put your name, date, project, period on there fairly easily. I've got my Autodesk part opened up, and I've got my NEMS drawing blank piece of paper right here ready to go. First thing you want to do is click on base, and you can see, since I had that open, it knows what I want to make a drawing of. So I'm just going to let it go right there. I'm going to come over here and left click, and then I'm going to come up here and left click, so that'll give me a front view, a side view, and a top view, and then I'm going to get a nice 3D view, a nice isometric view, if you will. So they're kind of hanging off the page, but that's okay, we can move them around. So here's my orthographic view. It's got the front, top, side. There's my isometric view. It's in 3D, so we can see that it's an object and not just a flat thing. So once you are done placing them on there, simply press OK, and then you can move your stuff around. So these three are connected. The orthographic view, the front view, top view, and side view are all connected. In this drawing, I'm going to move these guys down here to this corner because I think they'll fit. You can arrange stuff however you think it looks best. I'm going to put these three down here, and I'm going to make them a little bit smaller. So see those red dotted lines that go around each of them? Since the front view is the first one I put down, if I right click on that red dotted line, it gives me a whole bunch of options. I'm going to choose Edit View, and then I'm going to change the scale. I'm going to make it 1:2 and say OK, and then we can see it gets a lot smaller. That might be a little too small, especially if you're really wanting to show off like the measurements and things like that. I'm going to use it for this one though, because I want to make the isometric, the 3D view, I want to make that really large. So I'm going to right click on the dotted line around this 3D view. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to say Edit View, and then we've got some options over here that we can play around with. So if I want to see the hidden lines, I can click on that. If I want it to be colored or shaded, I can click on that. And then I say OK. And we'll see, if I zoom in, we can see that it's added the hidden lines, which helps us get a better sense of how big it is, how big our extrusions are, and it's added the color to it. Now let's right click and make it a little bit larger. Let's see if we can get it to fit at 2:1. Whew, that made it a little too big. Unfortunately, my options are 1:1 or 2:1. So I'm going to have to type in a custom size. I'll do 1.5 and see if that fits. That does not. I'll do 1.25. That gets it a little bigger, which that'll work for me for this project. Now we can add dimensions. Two ways to do dimensions. You can click on two green dots, so I could go green dot to green dot, drag it out here, and that'll tell you how far it is from dot to dot. Or you can, this will pop up. I don't play around with this too much. I just simply say OK, and that leaves that dimension right there. Or instead of doing green dot to green dot, you could click on an entire line. So if I zoom in, you can see that if I click on this line right here, it tells me exactly how tall it is. I don't like that measurement because it's taking out those curves. So I don't know how tall the object is. I just know what the distance is between curve to curve. So I'm going to hit right click and I'm going to say escape. And I'll show you the difference here. I want to go green dot to green dot on that one, because then it shows me the whole height. It shows me the total height for that object. And again, say OK. You can add as many dimensions as you want. Like if somebody was really curious what the radius of this circle was, we could click on that circle and we could maybe zoom out a little bit so it's not on the object. Put that up there. Say OK. So if we were going to manufacture this, we'd probably need a lot of measurements. That way we could make it exactly how the engineer designed it. Now we can add text with this text tool. And put your name right here. Click OK. It shows up. Click in this box. We can add the date. Add whatever period you're in, and add a project title. Once you have added all your dimensions, you've got your views where you want them, you've got them the size you want them, you've added color, you've taken away color, that kind of thing. I'm going to hit escape so I'm out of the text tool. You can then save it and upload it to Canvas. I can print it off, I can hang it up in the room, I can hang it up in the hallway, and basically just show off all the wonderful things you've been designing in my classroom. So we're going to say File. We're going to say Save As. If you just hover right there for a second, you'll get more options. We want to do Save Copy As. What's really important is that you change this type. So make sure it goes to the desktop. Give it whatever name makes sense. So I could call it MLB Drawing. And then I'm going to change the type. Change it to a PDF file. Click on that. Hit the Save button. It automatically opens the PDF for you so you can see it, see what it looks like. It looks great. It makes it easier for me to print these off and hang them up if they're saved as PDFs. So I can close this because it's saved, and I can find it on my desktop. There it is. It's saved as a PDF, and I can submit it to the Canvas website and get it printed off, hung up, and let all of the students and teachers, and maybe even take some home, show them off to your parents and family. Let everybody ooh and ah over your wonderful creations. Thank you for listening. Have a lovely day.